welcome back, everybody. It's a good one. It's the Plat League. It's the middle course of the three-course meal that we have planned for you here on tonight's MLE Network broadcast. Jay, who's sponsoring all of this?
There are a couple people sponsoring all of this. First of all, Arctic Cooling. You can visit them at arctic.ac, get upgrades to your CPU cooling needs, as well as some case fans, all other kinds of fun stuff. They have headsets, too. We gave one away a couple of weeks ago. Really nice quality, as they've sponsored us throughout the course of the season, and our friends, as always, at Balls Energy Soda. If you guys love the plays that you see, make sure you clip them, tweet them to us at MLDoubles, hashtag MLDPOTW. Submit them for the play of the week, as every week, one lucky play will receive a case of Balls Energy Soda shipped straight to their doorstep so they can sip upon it whilst they play Rocket League.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
So, let's get into this match in a little bit more detail. Spartans versus Dodgers. Both of these teams locked at the top of their divisions in the number one spot, so should be a good one. Who's playing, Jay?
For the Spartans, first time on stream all season, we've been struggling to get them in a time slot where we can find them. Just always end up behind something that we really want to see otherwise. And
probably a million version.
Yeah, it'll be Pulch and Disney for the Spartans. For the Dodgers on the other side in the deep blue, it'll be Supermans and Tev, their top lineup. They've been really on point throughout the course of the season, so we'll see if they have what it takes to determine what team is further on top between these two. So we'll get them in here. No more waiting around, I should say.
Indeed. No more waiting around, and waiting around wastes time, and time is valuable, Jay. And you know what we don't have enough of? Time.
I was going to say
spoil
money.
It for you. Well, that too. That's like number two. Don't have enough time and or money. That's why being old is great, because then you have all the time and all the money.
True. That is true.
I was about to ask you how old you are, but that's just rude.
Older than you.
This is all very true. So, Spartans, Dodgers, game number one, the set of 5. So it begins. Dodgers have been they have a habit over the MLD seasons, Jay, of being these teams that like to win a lot of games and play some exciting series. Do you see one lining up again here versus the Spartans?
Yeah, definitely. The Dodgers, through the course of the first half of their season in the Plat League, and coming down to the nitty-gritty of it, the last set of games this week before the teams go back and play against their own division again to try and settle down who's going to make the playoffs and who hasn't been. But the Dodgers Plat League team started off with a couple of really good series. They had some really good plays, and they just kind of struggled to close games out. But then as the season's worn on, they've gotten better and better about doing that. Whereas the Spartans, we haven't seen a lot out of them, but numbers-wise on the standings, they've been doing a really solid job racking up the wins. But Tev, the inside out on Pulch, and that will open the scoring 1-0.
The little figure S gets it done. A missed challenge, and the good night, sir, as you will put this one in the back of the net. All right, Tev Cross starting it off well, and I just realized they're not from our planet, Jay. They're on PS4.
Yeah, they are.
Wow.
Yeah, right? There's a lot of good console players in the league this season.
There are.
There's been some really good play, but that one is a little bit of a miscue here.
Surprise.
Yeah, Disney and Pulch just getting this one in the corners. Disney that fires that one off. Tev's just kind of wandering and
Guilty.
There left. Yeah, just left it wide open. I think he wanted that orb in the corner.
So I don't know. It looked a little bit more like gravity effect, where you're kind of just cruising towards the ball and like, what's the worst that could happen? Oh, and another one off the kickoff. You're kidding. Pulch with a pinch.
At this one, Superman's really awkward, fast kickoff, got really wide on the ball. When you have that kind of wide line of the ball, it opens up those really big pinch opportunities. That one they paid for, went straight into their net.
Wait, oh my goodness, did I just see Tev Cross? Oh, Superman's. That is a beautiful car, if I do say so myself.
That's the new one, isn't it? The werewolf.
The orange werewolf. White heat wave, man, dude, that guy's styling. All right, I'm over it. Sorry, I had to indulge myself. And here comes the Spartans, though. Even more pressure. Tev Cross up the side wall. Finally, a chance to breathe here for the Dodgers. It's gonna bounce around, big miss, and Superman's maybe caught a little bit off guard by that miss clear. It'll be a 1-on-2 back the other way, and Superman's and Tev Cross hold firm. Disney not able to find a bump on Superman's, trying to... Not a big fan of that play by Superman's. I think Tevcross probably should have told him, you've got time. I think it's a wildly undervalued thing, telling people how much time they have when you can see and they can't.
Yeah, the difficulty with that is you get communication latency, and even in a world where you're pretty close to your teammate, or even in the same room, there's still that human element to trying to react to communication and understand what to do with that information when you're given it. So it's really tough in a fast-paced game like Rocket League, where that kind of tactical information in a game that's a little bit slower paced might be more useful. In Rocket League, things change so swiftly.
I don't know. I disagree with you, Jay, and I'll leave it at that.
That's fair. That's fair, but that's a big double commit by the Dodgers, and that's where communication comes in handy.
That's where it's absolutely required, and Pulch gonna roll this one all the way down. We don't even get to see it. That's how early they committed. We just see Pulch getting a free ball in the midfield. It's like Supermans and Tevcross are like, we are indeed the best 2v2 team you've ever seen on the pitch. And you know, Spartans are like, no.
Well,
wrong.
Watch us combine for this great aerial team pitch. Oh, we missed it.
And we lost. Why? I don't understand. So here comes Pulch one more time over the top. Superman's wisely given a little bit of ground, knowing he was beat. Roll along the back wall and right across. Superman's again double commit, or did he get bumped? Not sure. Either way, he will have time to recover. Pulch going for a nice little demo attempt there. Like the idea. Spartans playing some pretty solid 2v2 Rocket League here. I mean, it's well coordinated, and look at that! They even keep command of the ball. I love it. I love these guys already.
Achieves has a new team to root for in the Spartans. They're big pinch those. Superman's coming in for that one, just doesn't actually get the accuracy on that one. It's a tough pinch play, and Tev from downtown cuts the lead to 1. That's a great shot.
That's a great shot, is absolutely right. Disney, it looks like it sounded clear at first because he thinks he's going to be able to stay with it, but that timing and the positioning from Tevcross, the timing is the big important thing there. The positioning allows you the option to decide if you want to go for it. Committing for it's the good part. And Tevcross comes up with a nice shot. You're up 2-3. Or not, you can't be up 2-3. Jay, is it possible to be up 2-3? I'm not very good at math.
No.
Okay.
You can't be up 2-3. You're down 2-3. But you're within 1, and that's striking distance.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Wasn't sure. Disney trying to do it all himself. Actually, I don't think Polchi was even expecting him to have that much success out of the corner. It's always so tough to try and read what your teammate's going to do when they're just hovering around those corners with no boost. As Supermans gets it through the middle, and still Tevcross, dealing with the bump attempt, still finds the back.
Yeah, this is really good persistence from Superman's here. Just gets it right out with that little touch. And Tev, dealing with 2 yellow Spartans in his face there, gets contact. That'll tie the game here with just under a minute left in game 1.
And the Spartans, that's kind of the one where you tip your hat and you say, you know what? We didn't really do anything wrong. You guys just made a good play on the ball, and that's all you can really do. As Superman's now one more time up the side wall. Disney, I liked the challenge angle there. Unfortunately, the missed touch as that one taken away by Disney in the midfield. Here comes Tevcross, a soft delay. Super had the pass lined up to Tevcross and got a little bit out in front of it and ended up putting him behind him, and this just wasted time, and overtime looking more and more likely here.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to who actually gets that last offensive shot. What a bump by Tev! And it's just wide. It was there for the taking, as Tev doing so much work to disrupt the Spartans there, and now they're back on the counter.
Tevcross, so not a good lead upfield. Either way, he'll have one last chance at this one. Lets it bounce, back wall to himself, kicks it out, and I think Superman's not expecting the second touch. And overtime will indeed occur, so game 1's been a good one. The Dodgers have had to find a couple of answers to some well-coordinated Spartan attacks here at the start, and a pinch all the way back to the blue corner will reset everybody here.
Ooh,
I'm not a big fan of that touch, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a little awkward, because that's right into on-rushing Spartans with your teammate coming right back through it. Need to just take a little bit more time to control that one here, but you know, that's the tough thing in the Platinum League, is just developing that really mechanical consistency. What a double commit!
I was just thinking, it was like the Dodgers were in such this awkward position. You could see Superman's driving up and down that wall, trying to figure it out. They split in the midfield. Both of them think one of them's going to take the challenge, and Disney waltzes into the back of the net to end game 1.
It goes from a gift given to the Dodgers that they just walked it to the Spartans' house and said, I didn't really want it, so here you take it. And the Spartans were like, okay.
They did the Trojan horse, but forgot to leave the people in the horse.
Yeah, but then it still worked. It still burned down the city.
Oh, no, I was saying that well, wait. The Dod...
Wait, okay, this analogy got... You know what?
I've done this backwards. I've done this backwards. Never mind. I take it all back. Moving on. Game number 2. Well done, Spartans.
This is why casters aren't allowed to do really funny analogies with no rehearsal because it never works. But seven shots apiece, not a lot of saves, just that a lot of plays off that backboard, off the bases of the post that didn't really kind of amount to a lot for either team.
I don't know. I'm trying to think about what we really saw out of the Dodgers that game, and it really felt. There was definitely some good ability to transition from offense to defense. I think a big problem they had was staying on offense, and that's probably just because we saw them double commit a couple of times. And really, it wasn't that much. It was just every now and again, you know what I mean? And then, I don't know. I didn't see a lot of issues with the Spartans' play. I don't think they really did anything super wrong.
No, it kind of came down to something a little bit awkward here.
Well, I don't know what this kickoff is.
Actually, well, if you were paying attention in the pregame there, we actually had a disconnect midway through. Disney was getting back in. They were juggling the startup there. It ended up finally coming through as Disney reconnected, but then I don't think everybody was quite set. But looks like everybody's going to play on here, so it'll be okay. No harm, no foul. There's no opening kickoff goal. And we play on here in game 2.
And my question is, why would you even begin to think that I would be paying attention?
You know what, Sheaves? That's a good question. And it's because I have so much respect for you that I expect you to be on top of your game always, and not casting from a dark tent inside your house.
It's a nice tent! Or at least it should be. It's not. But it should be a nice tent. That way it would make me feel better, as that is a big whiff from both teams in the blue corner. This one dangerously close, this Dodger net. Supermans makes a good play on it. Disney, a lot of space in the midfield, slowly closing it down, and it goes right out to Tev Cross. Polch is in a bad spot. Tough read, and he actually almost got it. If Tev Cross would have hit that shot, I would have lost my mind.
Yeah, that would have been play of the week for sure. That was a ton of effort from Tev. Just could not quite turn it around. Big save, though, from Superman's coming back towards his own post. Really tough to put that towards his post and not into his own net.
Polch figuring out a way forward. He's given a lot of space, but Tev Cross again, well positioned, times it out, throws it into the neutral game, and Dodgers, are they strapped for a boost right now? No, Tev Cross has 60. Superman's is a little low, but all they need is a clear, and it'll reset. Actually, the net's open, and back wall, tough break. Tev Cross has a freebie, perhaps caught a little bit off guard. Either way, makes the adjustment into the top center. The Dodgers out in front in game 2.
Yeah, that's the exact play that they want there. Forces Polch into a really awkward spot, tries to backflip, clear it away. Really tough to play that one off the backboard. You have to kind of go up for that one rather than let it bounce, because when you let it bounce, it opens up so many opportunities for your opponents to try and take that shot. The Dodgers make that one count. They've got the lead.
Tev Cross just missing the rollout on the top of the wall. Superman's is there to support him. Problem is, if you do that, you probably are much better off keeping it close because your teammate still has to land, and it comes back the other way, but Tev Cross makes a great stop. 1-on-2 for Disney, tough spot. Weak pass, though, and perhaps capitalized. It's wide open. Superman's was perhaps expecting something a little bit higher, maybe a little bit more out of reach, and he got neither.
Yeah, that one's really on Tev there in the corner. He has to make that pass. Not easy to clear for the Spartans. It was low. It was away from the attack of the Dodgers there. It was just an easy, almost half cleared already by the Dodgers, putting that ball off that baseboard there. Too easy for Disney.
Oh, wow. Holds for the slightly delayed flip, and Tev again makes a solid adjustment on defense, reads this roller up the side wall, stays with it. I really like the challenges both of these teams. Let me try that sentence one more time. I really like how both of these teams are approaching their challenges. I mean, it's not this blind rush at a ball that we've seen a few times. It's definitely a very well-played game. There's a reason that both of these teams are #1 in their division, and they're doing a really nice job here.
Yeah, the one interesting thing about these two rosters, though, is for the Spartans right now, Pulch has been the only constant throughout the season for his team. He's had a lot of players actually rank up and out of the Platinum League through the course of this game, or this season, excuse me, and for the Dodgers, they've been together the entire season, so they've had so much time to kind of gel as a unit all the way through their roster that you see the individual quality in the players that Pulch has been bringing in to that Spartan system, and how well that the Dodgers have come together as a unit to set themselves up for success here.
So what you're telling me is Pulch is the MLD version of Violent Panda?
Yeah, sure.
I love the blind agreement. Like, yes, of course. What else could that possibly mean? As Tev Cross, huge dunk over the top, and thankfully Disney able to make a stop. And a nice little demo to boot. The Spartans say, get out of my half.
That was important, though. But the thing is, all the boost that the Spartans had in the tank for both players just got expended. Now, Disney landing on that one in the corner after the bump will have something to defend here, but...
Man, he's lucky, too.
Yeah, really dangerous play from the Spartans there.
Well, it's more like if he didn't get that, they were toast. It's like if that boost got taken away in the corner, they had no way to challenge that ball. As now Superman's out of the side. Disney, hard kick out to the middle, right for Tev Cross. Dangerous play. Pulch just gets the nose on it. Almost mistimed it. Dangerous again. Superman's there to apply the pressure. And the Spartans really rallying on the defensive half of things. A couple of tough plays and a couple of big stops. It's a free ball out in the middle, and Superman's just delays.
Yeah, the Dodgers double committing to that midfield challenge there. Superman's with the cut in on the rotation. Tev was coming out from the backfield trying to challenge that one because he expected his teammate to finish the rotation. Communication got to settle in for the Dodgers here because they're not getting punished on these, but it's a matter of time before they do.
Ooh, Tefcross went for the demo in the net. Had a lot of faith in Superman's winning the one-on-one versus Pulch. It's a race back the other way. The only ones there going to be the Dodgers. They almost crossed themselves up, and I think we're getting overtime 2 games in a row here as Tevcross comes up empty, and as do the Spartans.
Yep, 2 games in a row to golden goal territory here as the Dodgers and the Spartans, despite the execution mistakes from either side with...
Oh, well, that's the end of that. Good 8-second OT, Jay.
Feels bad,
Good
man.
stuff.
Feels bad, man. I was talking about little execution mistakes. Tev from so far back challenging that one. I feel like he probably could have just let that one get won by Disney. There wasn't going to be a huge boomer of a shot from that far back. And just by trying to cut that distance out, I don't know. I feel like Disney was coming from this...
There's no way to read the distance because both of those players went for that challenge like from roughly the same spot on the field. It's just like one of them hit it.
Well, the thing was though is that was a little bit closer to the Spartan side, at least from my perspective. I could be wrong, but you have to recognize. But I don't know. As a player, I feel that you have to recognize. You have to recognize when you can't. Yeah, you have to recognize when you can't make that challenge.
Yes, it is dangerous, and you know he was feeling himself. He's like, "Yo, I can hit that. I know I can block that guy."
All the power to you. Just make sure you do it.
Just make sure you do it. Exactly. Unfortunately, comes up empty. The Spartans take game number 2. Jay, help me out. What's the series score?
2-0 Spartans right now after a couple of overtime wins here. But back to our talk about you know, make sure that you call your shot. If you're going to call your shot, make sure you do it. Nobody remembers Babe Ruth. Nobody remembers Babe Ruth because he called his shot and missed.
This is true. Yes. I was thinking about some like smart aleck way to refute you, but no, that's just fact. That's just fact.
It seems like this server is doing that thing where one player doesn't want to join in. So I actually think we're going to go ahead and remake this one because it looks like
we're going to remake this one.
We'll remake this one because it looks like we did actually lose a player permanently here. I'll try and get this one on a less frustrating server cluster here, but
I blame the server hamster. His name is Desmond. Desmond, we know that you don't get a lot of breaks, but this is second shift, and there's not a lot of people we can just call to take over for you, so get it together, Desmond.
Yeah, I mean, Steve is out to lunch right now in that hamster server wheel.
And we don't want to pay Steve,
And nobody
full time to come off his lunch break.
Nobody likes Steve.
Nobody.
Nobody
Steve
likes
is literally
Steve.
last resort. Honestly, we're looking for replacements for Steve.
Yeah, he's been.
But that's not the point. Desmond,
he's been on probation.
This is your job.
Steve's been on probation for like that extra 30-day period because they weren't 100% sure about him.
Wow. Come on, Steve the hamster, get it together.
Well, it's Desmond that needs to get his stuff together right now because
they both need to get it together. Steve and Desmond, I don't care what you do. Tag team, server it up, do whatever it has to be done.
Players are back in. We got the server remade here, so
All
hopefully games 3 is not delayed with the banter of myself.
Thank you, Desmond.
Try to figure that one out.
So here's game 3. 3 games in a row for the Dodgers. What do you think, Jay? Chances, odds.
They've got the ability, they've got the ideas. They just need to make sure they follow through on them, and it's going to be tough, especially when you've got plays like that where you're just trying to challenge for that boost and you don't win it there. You've got to make sure that you execute on the decisions you're making.
Tev Cross. Really like the idea. Again, that's just a minor execution thing, but this is a great shot from Superman's. The placement not quite there. The ideas are sound. It's just the minute precision required to really get it around the defense that has faltered at the end on offense for the Dodgers. Up the side wall, and how about a 1-2 tap? Does he have it? No. He had all the boost in the world. Why didn't he go for it? Either way, they punch it off their own bar, and a really early commit from the Dodgers stopped them from getting a goal back. And in fact, it's capitalized the other way.
You have to recognize when the defense is in a really awkward spot, and the Dodgers don't do that. They commit really heavily. They let Disney get the 2 touches upfield, and the second one is accurate. It gets in. He didn't have any boost left in the tank, but you don't need it when you're uncontested like that.
Well, here's the easiest way to tell if your defense is in a tough spot. Look! Use your eyes! It's so easy to just sit there and ball track when you're that second man in the midfield, waiting for your teammate to pass the ball, but you can't do that.
Ooh, that's awkward. Ooh.
That's all you, Jay. That's all you, Jay.
Yeah, this one here, Paulch gets a demo here, but kind of clusters up with this one. As Disney comes out for that, when he takes a touch, I think the shot was accurate anyway, but kind of took it into this weird spot in that near side corner, and Dodgers won't care, it's in the net, but man, that looked weird in transition.
And that's one where you got to be really sure of yourself. If you're Polch, you get that demo right there, you got to know how far back your teammate is. You got to, again, you got to look. Because you can't just demo the guy and then give up the ball. If you demo the guy and give up the ball, you got to know it's going to be safe for your teammate to come and get it. Either that, or you got to be just have faith in your teammate. Pass the ball back to him. It's like there's no reason to just give up that ball there right there if you're not absolutely sure of either situation. So you might as well pass it back and have faith he's going to stop it. You've played with this guy, sure, perhaps not for a while, like you said. Polch has been in and out with a bunch of different people, but I mean, I'm sure they can handle a back pass as Tev Cross gets a free goal in front of the Spartans' net.
Yeah, Polch actually just doesn't make contact on that one as Superman's dropping in on that one. The backflip almost accurate. Tev coming in to finish that one off. It's great pressure from the Dodgers, but again, pressurizing a defense that's in a really awkward spot. It's what you need to do, and you need to make sure you capitalize when you do it.
Ooh. Disney trying to go for a cheeky little snipe from the sidewall off the kickoff as here comes Superman's. It's going to hand it off. Polch is in a weird spot. Very fortunate that's not out. That's one where I think where you just misjudge the speed of the ball and you're like, I have time to turn around. And then as soon as you get halfway to turning around, you're like, I do not have time to turn around.
Yeah, you know, awkwardly again, Tev just crept so close to that one as it got left right in front of the Spartans' net, and the Dodgers don't capitalize on that one. It was a great opportunity to go up by 2.
Disney back pass to Polch. Not the strongest, but either way, it's just enough to keep it out of reach of Superman's. Tev Cross with a little bit of support from the midfield. Not the best touch from Disney. It's a free ball for the Dodgers. Nice high pop from the lip. Misread, and both of them come up empty. Huge break for the Spartans, but the second attempt is going to find its way home. They're up by 2 in game 3.
Great little pass here from Tev as he recovers. Look at that recovery there. Comes off the backboard awkwardly, but still gets 4 wheels on the ground in a great spot to flip that one out for Superman, who's in a good spot near post with the Spartans defense trying to track back from the other corner.
Polch Oh, went for the pinch off the back wall, hands it away, and unfortunate for the Spartans.
Yeah, Spartans right now, just that kickoff. It's tough to really play that kickoff there. You go for that corner boost. That's not the worst play in the world, but when that ball gets won into that corner by the other team, it puts you in such a difficult spot to try and respond to the play.
Yeah, it really does. I always feel like the burden of that really belongs to the guy who went for the kickoff, but Disney makes a great read off the back wall, a solid 1-2 tap, and they're right back into it.
Yeah, I agree with you on the note of the kickoffs. It's up to your teammate taking the kickoff to not put you on defense in a really awkward spot. Good read by Disney off the backboard. Pretty simple, though, because Tev got caught out, didn't read that play well, went up, kind of pulled himself out of position to try and respond to that backboard when he went up for the initial ball.
Tev Cross going to have to wait for the Spartans attack here, and Polish actually got around one. I wasn't sure with that pretty big angle he was trying to cut on the ball. And a weak touch. Disney probably could have swiped that one away with a goal if he would have really went for it. But either way, the Dodgers, these are some subpar touches on defense, and they're definitely backed up for a moment. But Disney got a little bit too close. Tev Cross needs boost, though. And the Dodgers are just struggling to hang on right now. Polch had a demo in the net right there. I think Disney was expecting it.
Yeah, unfortunately didn't come off for them there. Gave up a clear back the other way to Tev, which forces another save out of Pulch, gets the savior medal for it. Good pressure here, keeps that ball in the offensive corner. Now it's up to Disney to try and cycle this into offense. They've got 90 seconds left. They need another goal. That one's just going to dribble wide.
But the Spartans stringing together a couple really good pushes on offense here. Tev Cross gives up the corner boost before going for that ball. And the worst part is, didn't get either. Thankfully, Pulch doesn't swipe away the corner. And the Dodgers will have a chance to get this one out, but I'm always a big fan of boost denial, even if it's not perhaps the most objectively best play. It just takes away so many options as Tev Cross almost puts a huge 3-goal lead on him with under a minute, but this is really the first chance for the Dodgers to hang on to the ball, and they've got it at the right time. They're just wasting clock at this time.
Yeah, exactly. We saw this in the last series, too, with the Aviators playing keep away in front of their opposition net with that lead on the board here, but the Dodgers right now, they just don't have that consistency of mechanics to be able to really kind of dominate the possession like that. They're back defending again, where they've been for much of the last 90 seconds of this game. Really lucky that there haven't been a ton of great chances out of the Spartans.
Disney sizing it up. They both spawn in the same spot. Tough break as always, and he almost gets through too, but Tev Cross, again, such good timing. Him in particular, or he in particular, has had really great timing for the Dodgers, so I mean, if you're looking for a second man through it, it might not matter. All right, Jay, do they do it?
2 seconds left. They've had one pinch off the face-off that's gone straight in so far in this series. They've had a couple of goals that have been really awkward off kickoffs too, so there's a chance. They've got to win this kickoff really well, and they've got to keep it up. We'll see if 2 seconds is enough for them to do it. No, it won't. Great kickoff from Tev. Just kills that one dead. Dodgers on the board.
Kickoff. Oh, absolutely. That was a good game. I quite enjoyed that game. There was a couple of really good chances for the Dodgers. They converted a lot of them, and then the Spartans really brought it back in those final 2 minutes. Unfortunately, offense not quite as locked down as it has been in games 1 and 2, but either way, Dodgers have to feel really good about getting a nice solid win. A lot of offensive chances. What is that? 12 shots for them. So looking good here moving into game 4 for the blue and white.
Yeah, important, especially because they've got to try and pull off the reverse sweep on a really strong Dodgers roster right now. And the Dodgers in a fight for first place in their division, tied with the Elite. And remember, that's the Elite as in their hated rivals, the Elite. So every win matters right now because you don't want to give up any ground to a rival and have it come down to those last 3 weeks of the season where you have to beat a rival to find your way into the playoffs.
I believe there's a word for that. As Pulch does not do what I was about to say and finds the back of the net. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Just like
Superman's coming up on that one, just pulled himself into an awkward spot there. You see him in line with that ball, but drifting upfield towards that kickoff didn't leave him any time to respond when it gets one hard off that sidewall.
So a nice, quick start to the game for the Spartans. And again, they're able to garner a possession here. Can they keep it, though? Tev Cross has been so good challenged the ball coming out of the midfield, coming out of the top of his own box. Got a little bit tied up in his own corner, though, that time. And Superman's just figuring out a way to continue this attack. Trying to get all the way out to space. He's probably got to be a little strapped for boost. He's just fighting for time, mostly, so Tevcross can come in again out of the midfield. The net's wide open. They need a touch, and he just overshot it. The follow-through from Tev goes wide, and the Spartans are going to live.
For the moment here, though, still pressure from the Dodgers. The problem is they've run themselves so far out of boost, the both of them, that this offensive chance is actually going to flutter out here. Really needed to score one of those.
Polch will not have a chance. Disney is feeling the pre-jump. He jumped before he even cleared that ball. He's like, you're going to miss. I know it. Tevcross, back wall. Free clear for Disney. He's got him lined up. There it is. Upfield to Polch. Should be an easy tap. It's off the mark, though. He needs help. And unfortunately, Tevcross comes out from the midfield. And the Dodgers escape one back the other way. And here comes the 2v2 one more time. Tevcross needs boost in the midfield first, though. And again, such great timing. That guy has been all over it. Such a great number 2 for Superman's. Love Tevcross's play.
Yeah, Tev really the stronger of the two players there. He's done so many things throughout the course of the game that he's been playing, but this here comes down to Superman's a little bit too far upfield. He doesn't have any boost, and he's still trying to win that ball in the offensive corner, and Tev coming in for the late challenge doesn't get there, and Disney just has so much room to get that upfield. The Dodgers came back before from down 2. They were down 3-1 in Game 1, forced overtime with a couple of goals in the last minute, so don't count them out of it yet, but they really got to buckle this one down.
That is the most classic Caster curse. Be like, I love Tev's challenges out of the midfield. Misses a challenge and gives up a goal. It's like, thanks, Tev. You're great. Ooh. Accidental bump from Disney on Polch will stall a chance, but either way, he's able to finagle his way out of some danger. Tevcross has to wait in the net, and Polch just... you scoop a little bit wide every now and then, Jay. And what can you do? They give up the ball for the Dodgers.
Yeah, that's just, you have to recognize when you've got time to make that play and make it better.
At least he followed step 1.
He hit the ball. You are correct.
He hit the ball. Here comes Tevcross. Soft lob upfield, easily defended by Polch. Slow roller, Tevcross. Disney's up really early. That's a couple of times he's done that. Does he have a bump on Tev? He's not going to go for it. He's just going to steal away the boost. Do like that play. Hands it off to Tevcross. Launch downfield. Polch should easily dribble this one away. And again, I think you really got to go for a catch there. Somehow still able to win it. The race to that ball. Tevcross taking a little bit of extra time, and Polch now stealing away this boost. It's going to limit a lot of the options these Dodgers have, unless they're just gifted the ball on a plate. A solid tap from Polch off the corner. And the Dodgers trying to hang on to this ball right now, but it's a little bit of a one-pronged attack. They're like, okay, we've got the ball, and then they just don't have that follow-up, and Polch finally breaks down the rotation. The Dodgers sitting there trying to go one at a time, and it just backfires in the end.
Yeah, unfortunately, Superman's contact on that one, the flat hitbox of that werewolf there, got the dominance box to it. So just right up off that top of that hitbox just went nowhere forward, skied it really hard up off the ceiling, and Polch just caught it really well.
Superman's figuring out how he wants to continue this from the midfield. He doesn't even have to. Tevcross decides, I want the net, and he'll take it.
Really good clear from Tev. Put himself in such a good position to attack this ball. There's no pressure in that corner from the Spartans. They were waiting on that read, and a bit of a struggle to try and get that read because just so much time given to the Dodgers to take the shot.
Again, another bomb upfield. Tevcross having a lot of faith in himself. He was so close. He was so close, and there's the helping hand. Superman's comes out of the midfield, and you can see this is the advantage of position of offense.
Yeah, Tev really close to nailing that double touch, but the Spartans get so confused watching that play that they forget about the second player coming in. Superman's over the top, brings them within 1. It took them 9 seconds to score 2 goals, back within 1 here with lots of time to look for that equalizer.
Oh, do they hand one off? Tevcross just saves his team's bacon, but still, Polch has a chance and just kicked wide. Tough break for the Spartans on a big insurance goal coming into the final 60 seconds. But Supermans and Tev Cross still have a bit of an uphill battle here. Disney and Polch certainly have not made it easy on them. That weak touch is certainly not going to help things for the Dodgers, but a double commit from the Spartans and a free ball for Supermans. Weakly into the corner, and late challenge means the Spartans have a chance to clear. Just keep this one close. Spartans don't have to rush things. I really would like to see them just start dribbling the ball and just making sound challenges, but how about Supermans cuts him down in front of the net? They tied it up.
Give away easy possession, turn it right back upfield, and pay for it with giving away your 3-goal lead. The Spartans guilty of that there as they get an awkward touch and then leave the ball alone. Tev puts it up. Supermans with a couple of touches after grabbing that full boost at midfield. And this game, in the span of just under a minute, goes from 3-0 Spartans to 3-3.
So again, here comes the Spartans. Right in front of the net. Superman's weak touch, and Tev Cross gonna bail him out big time. Tev Cross doing what I thought the Spartans should have done perhaps 40 seconds or so ago. Just wants a dribble, wasting time. They'll go for a third overtime in a row. Problem being, they haven't won any of them so far if you're in blue and white. Here comes Disney, last chance to put it away in reg, and Tev Cross perhaps in command. No, both teams let it fall, almost right where it starts. And here we go, the third overtime of the series. I don't know, Jay. I don't know. What happens here in Game 4?
All of them have ended quickly in favor of the Spartans as the Dodgers just struggle a little bit off those kickoffs there. They get away from this one for now. Still needing a touch away and still needing a second save.
You said they end quickly. And this double commit's all it takes. Weak clear. Disney says, you're going to give me the right side. I will take it. Tev Cross tried so hard, but the placement on point. And the Spartans lock down the series. 3-1 going into Game 5.
The Dodgers, they do so well to fight their way back in regulation to force overtime. And then they let it all slip through their fingers as that overtime kicks off because the kickoff, they just are not... They're inviting too much pressure onto themselves. They're just not giving themselves enough time and space to recover and be really effective on getting that clear.
Feels bad, man. If you're in the blue and white. Feels bad.
Not over yet, though. They can
exactly.
still get that one last win. They can salvage this into a 2-3. They've already got the one on the board, and then they've got to hold court, see what the Elite do, I believe, tomorrow. I'm going to have to go ahead and check my schedule while we get Game 5
Some team
set up
that
here.
wears purple and... Are they Elite purple and gold or purple and white?
Purple and black, actually. And I actually stand corrected.
Wait, purple and black?
Yeah, the Elite game actually already has gone down. I didn't see the results. I'm going to go check that while we get into Game 5 here, and then I'll let you know where these two teams stand at the top of their division.
Yeah, no problem. So, game number 5, the Spartans rally in OT after it almost slips through their fingers. And how about starting off game 5 with a bang, too? And thankfully, Superman's... Again, that orange werewolf is a studly car. Absolutely love it, man.
So I did check the series results, and the Elite 3-2 victory over the Comets earlier today. So the best the Dodgers can do is trail their arch rivals by a game going into Week 8.
Feels bad. So pretty much the Dodgers need a win. Okay, they don't need a win, but you feel a lot better with a win.
Oh yeah, because
one game is fine, 2 games is... and the Dodgers and the Elite have had quite a rivalry going almost all the way back to the beginning of MLD. It seems like it's always those 2 teams.
It does go back to the beginning of the MLD. There's a reason we call it the Founders Derby, but I will tell you this. You'll trail your arch rivals by a game if you win this one, and you play them next week.
Ooh, that's spicy. That's spicy stuff, Jay.
Yeah, it is.
Don't threaten your viewers with a good time.
I wasn't threatening it. I was just guaranteeing it.
You were promising it.
I was promising that one.
And that one into the top right. Superman's comes in from the top of the box. A little bit of extra space given. Perhaps a little bit too passive there from Disney.
Actually, the ball... Yeah, Tev with the linebacker play after he put the layup on the backboard just said, "You're not getting to this ball."
Socked him in the mouth. Yeah, and he did not. This is all true.
Socked him in the mouth.
Tev cross. Oh, he probably had the right side there. How about the read, though? It's right and into the middle. Superman's needed boost, though, and he's late. How about a quick power slide cut, though? Unfortunately, not able to regain control, and Tev cross will bomb it downfield. Disney's over his head, and it's looking good for the Dodgers here in 5.
From downtown again as Tev just wins this one. You see Pulch get a little bit too wide. I think he grabbed that mid-boost trying to line up a shot. Yeah, I think so too. Tev just out-timed him on that one and put it right up into the gut of that Spartans goal.
Yeah, Disney's got to get that. He's got 98 boost and no reason to not be able to stop that ball. Yeah, it came at you quick, but you got to make that play.
He got caught mid-motion. He was starting to come upfield, trusting his teammate a little bit too much. He didn't really recognize that the possession had kind of already been lost by Pulch.
Tough bounce. Superman's, does he want to go for this one? He realizes Tev Cross needs a little time to get all the way back. Unfortunately, delays the challenge way too long. And Pulch says, if you're going to give it to me, I'll take it. Thank you very much.
Feels low boost, man. Superman's didn't challenge it in the air because he didn't have enough boost in the tank. He only had 11 boost
Then what are
left.
you doing in the midfield line? Come on! Okay,
And
sorry.
Therein lies the exact question that plagues a lot of Platinum League players is they get stuck in a state of mind where they have to be somewhere, but they don't recognize that where they are isn't effective because of their boost numbers.
Ooh, that's a nice stop from Tev Cross diving across. So the Dodgers give one up, and the Spartans right back into it. Pulch gives up his corner boost to try and get a better read on the ball. Did he win it? No, he did not. Pulch lost that corner boost. It doesn't matter. He's doing a great job challenging things out here on this left side of the pitch, and now he needs Disney's help. I think it's such an undervalued skill to be able to contest the ball effectively with very limited boost numbers.
Oh, absolutely. You have to get used. You have to get used to being able to win those quick sequential 50-50s with no boost because it's such a valuable skill when you get caught in a scenario where you're in that corner and you've spent a lot of boost trying to position yourself over a long period of time, and you're not winning that corner boost as a result.
Superman's has the net and is rewarded. The placement is on point, and that'll be a 2-goal lead for the Dodgers.
Yeah, Disney, really awkward play on that one. Wanting to go upfield, just cut that on the awkward corner of that hitbox, put it right into that sidewall, and Superman says, I will take that to the bank and deposit it.
John T. Tilt's on the way out, too. It's a nice paycheck. To the cap, of course. John T. Tilt could mean literally anything, so you have to specify. Superman's going to waste a little bit of extra time. Approaching 90 seconds left in Game 5, and how about Disney going through 2 and all the way to the bank again? All right, 3-2.
Yeah, great catch here as Superman's up for that one. Just gets around him, and then Tev, trying to read the challenge, just doesn't make contact on that one. Always want to make the defender make the first move as a dribbler. Defender made the first move, and it wasn't the right move. 3-2.
You used challenge. It was not very effective. Feels bad.
That's why you don't use normal attacks on Ghost.
Ah, that's a good point. Wait, are you implying that the Spartans are all dead?
I mean, have you seen a Spartan in recent history?
The people of Crete?
You know what? We'll do some research on that one, figure out where we're going with that analogy. As we get down to the final minute here in Game 5, the Dodgers really looking to bring this series back for themselves.
Oh, that's a great touch from Superman's. Unfortunately, his teammate, Tev Cross, has just been exploded, and he has respawned and says, I was waiting for the opportune moment. Superman's, I had this all the way.
Yeah, just not a great clear from Disney. Goes right into that wheelhouse for Cross, coming up from the backfield with that respawn. Straight into that one. 4-2, that's the lead restored. Under a minute to go. Should be enough to get them over the line, but they still have to defend well.
Still have to defend well is right. The Spartans have definitely shown some teeth here in the final few minutes of the previous series, especially when they get all the way to OT. Having won 3 of those games, Tev Cross could have basically put it away, but now it's back to the opposite end of the pitch. Disney just needs a roller across the net. He will be demoed, and that is a huge miss. Polch went for the read on the clear, and Superman just stopped in his tracks.
Really smart play from the Dodgers. They invite that challenge. They see that it doesn't come off for them, and then they just sit there calmly with the ball on their goal line and say, you know what? We're good.
Oh, and Disney missed the net again. Feels bad. That was pretty much their last chance. So the Dodgers will get the Game 5 victory despite losing the series in Game 4. They will be one game behind the Elite moving into the matchup next week. And what are the Spartans looking at, Jay?
The Spartans will extend their lead at the top of the Storm division for the time being. They'll still have to wait, I believe, for the Lightning to play later on in the weekend, but the Lightning can't catch them now, so they'll be ahead by, let's see, they'll be 22. They're still 3 games ahead of their competition.
Not bad, not bad. So a good show overall. The Spartans drop a couple of really well-played games to the Dodgers. Tev, I think, phenomenal all series long. Really enjoyed his positioning out of the midfield. But overall, Disney and Polch worked pretty well together. Like you said, I mean, these Dodgers have had time to really gel together, and Polch has done a good job playing with multiple different people all season long.
Yeah, absolutely, and it just goes to show you that we've had a trend over the last few seasons where roster changes mid-season tend to have teams struggle a bit, but Polch has done a really good job keeping himself surrounded with a lot of really intelligent players, capable players that have continued to gel really well in a really short amount of time and kept them at the lead in their division. But, coming back into their division with the lead, they're going to have to make sure that they don't have any missteps moving forward, because any loss now to a division rival is magnified because it's a 2-point swing. You lose one, your rivals win one, and they're just that much closer to breathing down your neck for that playoff spot.
And that is the worst feeling ever.
Pressure is real. But that's not all the action we've got tonight. When we come back, folks, it's back to the Champion League as the Bulls in the razor-thin Volcanic division will be looking to try and get themselves a nose ahead of their rivals against the Hurricanes from the Tropic division. You don't want to miss that one, folks. We'll be back with more action here on MLD Primetime Saturday Night Live on Twitch.tv.